Imagine driving down the highway and suddenly seeing something that looks like it escaped from Le Mans. A car so rare that most automotive enthusiasts will never see one in person. A machine so extreme that it makes supercars look ordinary. Ladies and gentlemen, what if I told you that Mercedes-Benz once built a race car, then decided to put license plates on it and sell it to the public? That's exactly what happened with the Mercedes-Benz CLK GTR. With only 25 road-legal examples ever produced, this isn't just another rare supercar, this is automotive royalty. The closest thing to owning a championship-winning race car that you could legally drive on public roads in the late 1990s. Today, we're diving into one of the most exclusive vehicles ever created. Buckle up, this is going to be wild. Before we get into the incredible story of the CLK GTR, if you're enjoying our deep dives into the world's rarest automobiles, please take a moment to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us continue bringing these automotive treasures to light. And don't forget to leave a comment below telling us what you think about the CLK GTR or suggesting which rare car you'd like to see featured next. Now, let's get back to this German racing legend. The story of the CLK GTR begins in December 1996, when Mercedes-Benz made a shocking announcement. They would enter the 1997 FIA GT Championship. What made this announcement extraordinary was the time frame. The team had only 128 days to design, build, and test a competitive race car from scratch before the season opener. The project was handed to Mercedes' Performance Division, AMG, and was overseen by Gerhard Unger and Hans-Peter Naundorf. The team faced an almost impossible deadline, but Mercedes was determined to beat their German rival Porsche on the international racing stage. Unlike modern racing programs that take years to develop, the CLK GTR went from design concept to functional prototype in just 4 months. The first test car was completed in March 1997, just weeks before the season began, and somehow, miraculously, the car wasn't just competitive, it was dominant. The CLK GTR won 6 out of 11 races in its debut season, securing both the drivers' and manufacturers' championships for Mercedes-Benz. The following year, the upgraded CLK LM version won every single race of the 1998 season. But there was a catch to competing in the FIA GT1 class: homologation rules. To enter the championship, manufacturers had to build at least 25 road-legal versions of their race cars. This wasn't just a suggestion, it was a requirement. This rule had already led to the creation of other legendary homologation specials, like the Porsche 911 GT1 Strassenversion. So Mercedes-Benz found themselves with an interesting challenge. How do you turn a purpose-built race car into something that could legally be driven on public roads without losing the essence of what made it special? The task of creating the road-going CLK GTR was given to AMG, who had to incorporate features like airbags, air conditioning, and more comfortable interior finishes while maintaining the car's racing DNA. The road cars were built between 1998 and 1999, with production reaching exactly 25 units, the minimum required by the FIA. Let's talk about what makes the CLK GTR such an extraordinary machine. Despite sharing its name with the CLK Class Coupe, the CLK GTR shared virtually nothing with its mainstream counterpart. In fact, the road car was almost identical to the race car, with only minimal concessions made for street legality. At the heart of the CLK GTR was a naturally aspirated 6.9-liter V12 engine, producing 604 horsepower and 572 pound-feet of torque. This massive power plant was mounted amidships, directly behind the driver, and was mated to a 6-speed sequential manual transmission that transferred power to the rear wheels. The engine was derived from Mercedes' M120 V12, but was heavily modified by AMG for racing purposes. Unlike modern turbocharged supercars, the CLK GTR delivered its power in a gloriously linear fashion, with a spine-tingling soundtrack that could wake the dead. Performance figures were staggering for the era: 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.8 seconds, at a top speed of approximately 214 miles per hour. But straight-line speed wasn't what the CLK GTR was built for. This was a car designed to dominate on circuits. The chassis was a carbon fiber monocoque, advanced technology even by today's standards, but revolutionary for a road car in the late 1990s. The body was also made from carbon fiber, resulting in a curb weight of just 3,175 pounds, or 1,440 kilograms. Extraordinarily light considering the massive engine and the required road equipment. The suspension was a double wishbone pushrod system front and rear, essentially racing technology. Combined with the car's aerodynamic design, which generated significant downforce, the CLK GTR could corner at speeds that would make ordinary supercars blush. Inside, the CLK GTR made minimal concessions to comfort. Yes, it had air conditioning, a stereo, and even leather upholstery, but the seating position, the massive transmission tunnel, and the overall layout were pure race car. The steering wheel was removable to aid entry and exit, a necessity given the car's impossibly low roofline and wide sills. Perhaps most importantly, each CLK GTR came with a price tag of approximately $1.5 million in 1998, equivalent to about $2.7 million today. At the time, it was the most expensive production car ever sold. So why were only 25 examples of the CLK GTR ever built for the road? The primary reason was simple: regulations. The FIA homologation rules required a minimum of 25 road cars to be built, and Mercedes-Benz produced exactly that number. No more, no less. There was no business case for building additional units beyond the regulatory minimum. Of these 25 cars, 20 were coupes and 5 were roadster variants. The roadsters are even more exclusive and were not part of the homologation requirement. They were built purely for select clients who wanted something even more special. Another factor contributing to the CLK GTR's rarity was its extreme nature. This wasn't a car that could be mass-produced on a conventional assembly line. Each CLK GTR was essentially hand-built by AMG technicians in Falterbach, Germany, with a level of craftsmanship befitting its astronomical price tag. The CLK GTR also appeared at a very specific moment in automotive history. It was among the last of the truly analog supercars, built before electronic driver aids became ubiquitous. It was also created during a golden era of GT1 racing that would soon come to an end by 1999. The FIA GT Championship had effectively collapsed as manufacturers withdrew due to the escalating costs of competition. Interestingly, after Mercedes had met the homologation requirements and demonstrated their racing dominance, they shifted their motorsport focus to Formula One. The CLK GTR became something of an orphan, a remarkable machine that had fulfilled its purpose and was now destined to become a collector's item rather than the foundation for a lineage of road-going supercars. The combination of limited production, hand-built construction, extreme performance, and historical significance makes the CLK GTR one of the rarest and most desirable automobiles ever created. So what is the Mercedes-Benz CLK GTR's position in the modern automotive landscape? As time has passed, the CLK GTR has only grown in stature and value. When new, it was the world's most expensive production car at $1.5 million. Today, when one of these rare machines comes to auction, the price is typically north of $5 million. In 2018, a CLK GTR Roadster sold for approximately $4.5 million, and in 2021, a coupe version fetched $8.5 million, making it one of the most valuable modern Mercedes-Benz vehicles ever sold. All 25 examples are believed to still exist, carefully preserved in private collections and rarely seen in public. Occasionally, one might appear at a concours event or high-profile auction, creating a sensation every time. The CLK GTR's legacy extends beyond its rarity or value. It represents the peak of a specific era in motorsport, the brief but glorious period of GT1 racing in the late 1990s, when manufacturers were willing to create extreme, limited production supercars just to go racing. The CLK GTR also established AMG's credentials as a creator of world-class supercars. paving the way for later models like the SLS AMG and AMG GT. Without the CLK GTR's success, Mercedes might never have greenlit these projects. In the years since the CLK GTR, no Mercedes-Benz production vehicle has approached its level of exclusivity or racing pedigree. While the company has produced other limited edition models like the SLR McLaren, SLS AMG Black Series, and AMG 1, none combine the race car for the road ethos and extreme rarity of the CLK GTR. The car also occupies a special place in automotive history as part of the holy trinity of homologation specials from the GT1 era, alongside the Porsche 911 GT1 Straßenversion and the McLaren F1 GTR Longtail. These three vehicles represent the most extreme interpretation of road-legal race cars ever produced. The Mercedes-Benz CLK GTR is more than just a rare automobile. It's a time capsule from an era when racing regulations gave birth to some of the most extreme road cars ever conceived. With only 25 examples built, each one handcrafted by AMG's finest technicians, the CLK GTR embodies the concept of automotive exclusivity. It wasn't built to generate profits or to serve as a brand halo. It was built to win races, with the road version existing solely to satisfy rulebooks. What makes the CLK GTR truly special is its uncompromising nature. Unlike modern supercars that balance performance with comfort and usability, the CLK GTR makes no such compromises. It is, in essence, a Le Mans prototype with license plates, a racing car first and a road car second. If you're ever fortunate enough to see a CLK GTR in person, take a moment to appreciate what you're looking at. Not just a rare supercar, but a piece of motorsport history, a celebration of engineering excellence, and one of the most exclusive production vehicles ever built. That's all for today's video. If you enjoyed this look at the Mercedes-Benz CLK GTR, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content about the world's rarest and most fascinating automobiles. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear what you think about this German racing legend. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.